everyone. My name is Sean. I am the Crypto Smith. Thanks for coming back. Guess what today is? Yes, it's Wednesday, but it's not StableFund Wednesday, right? I told you guys I wasn't going to do it on Wednesdays anymore, my weekly update. And I was honest in saying that I'm not going to do my weekly update where I withdraw and redeposit my rewards. I'm going to do that on Saturday. I already told you, Saturday the 17th. So this coming Saturday, I'm going to, my weekly update is going to start on Saturdays. Why? Because Saturday starts with S and so does StableFund, right? And other reasons I had for doing that. Normally I'm a little busy during the week, but today didn't have anything to do. And there's been so many AMAs going on with StableFund that I wanted to just cover a few things. And hopefully this video doesn't go too long. I tend to drone on and on and on and on, right? But if you don't like, hit listen to everything I say, you can just fast forward and maybe hear some important parts along the way. You might miss something too. Watch till the end. You'll get all the information. Speaking of that, Saturday, I'm going to have, I'm still considering doing a live stream version of my weekly update. Now I know it's not really that exciting. I don't really have a ton of subscribers just yet, but are you willing to be there and engage, just ask me some questions? You can get in the feed and just ask me some questions, or tell me how StableFund is working for you, and maybe throw some ideas out there and we can go banter back and forth and talk about it, for a little bit. I think it would be fun. I like to do live streams because it's actually a lot easier than recording and editing and putting all this stuff together. And I get to interact with my viewers, which is important to me. You guys are the community I'm trying to build. I want to be part of that community. And if I'm going to be part, we need to chat back and forth a little bit, find out a little bit more about each other. I would really enjoy that. Let me know in the comments if you're up for that, if you can be there on Saturday. I don't know what time. It's probably going to be, in the afternoon, my time. I live, Mountain Standard Time in the US. So probably sometime in the afternoon. I don't know. I'll let you know as we get closer. So I'm not going to go over StableFund. There's really nothing to go over on that. Everything is doing just fine. I'm not going to show you my balance. I don't need to show you anything. I'm going to do a daily interest calculator experiment here just shortly. So I want to go over the latest AMA, which was today. And these are the items that are important. And I want to talk to you guys about the fact that whenever you get into a project, right, you are trusting, number one, you're trusting the development team, right? The developer, the founder, whoever it is behind the scenes. That's where your trust is going, right? That's what you're buying into, right? If it's a super techie thing, then yeah, you want to know that the tech works and there's tech there. And if it's a community project, you want to know that there's some community behind it as well. But the very first thing you are getting into, you're putting your money on the development team. That's where your trust is going. They're not going to show you everything. They can't be as transparent as we all would like them to be for many different reasons. So one of the big problems a lot of people have is they want to see the bots, right? I want to see the bot work because I don't believe it's real. I think you're lying. I think it's a Ponzi. Old or new money's paying out old money, that kind of stuff, right? That's what a Ponzi is. So you have to show me how it works. I want to see everything. Well, number one, they don't owe you anything. Number two, they can't show you everything because there's some secret ingredients there that are responsible for making the bots work. They spent a lot of years, if you're going to believe them, they spent a lot of years working on it and then another year testing. And there's a real person, a real trader behind it also. It's not just an AI out there making its own decisions. There's somebody directing those bots and how to trade, when to trade, which markets to get in and when to get out, like this kind of stuff. So they can't just show you everything. And if that's not enough for you, then this is not your project. You can go, there's a lot of great projects out there that may be more willing to show you everything that you want to see. I highly recommend you go search those projects out. But this team is not going to give you everything you want. Now, what they're going to do is at the Dubai meet and greet, they're going to allow a small group of people to go into a room. They're going to show them the bots working live and show them the P&Ls and that kind of stuff. They won't be able to record anything, but then they're going to do a record. The team's going to do a recording of I'm sure a small snippet of, bots working and whatever it is they can show to put it out there just to alleviate, some people's concerns. That's not going to alleviate everybody's concerns. Some people are still going to doubt it. Some people are going to say it's fake and those aren't real trades and blah, blah, blah. People, blah, 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 blah. That's what they're going to do. They're free to do that. They're also free to move on to other projects, especially if you're skeptical, which it's healthy to be skeptical. and ask questions. And once you get to a certain point, if you're not convinced, then maybe it's not for you. And we're okay with that because we don't need more people in the project, which is why they're not doing marketing they're really not doing much marketing. Just people like me, DeFi Dude, other YouTubers and people on Twitter, maybe, trying to post and share it. That's really all they're doing. They did the cab thing in the UK, but right, there's really no marketing to speak of, and they really don't need to. Okay, so let's go over the big things. The big things are 700,000 matic has been injected by the team into the contract balance over the last 7 days, right? So people are looking at the contract and they're saying, well, how come the contract's not very big? There's only a couple $1 million in it, worth of matic. Well, these are one of the things you need to understand about this project. If it's in the contract, it can't be traded, right? And so they're making the gains and the rewards based off trading. So they have to pull money out of the contract in order to trade, and then in order to trade and then pay people their 1.5% every day. So every once in a while, they got to pull money out, and they put it in a fiduciary wallet that is there for savings and can also be as a backup when they make extra per day. Maybe they make 8% one day. They pay out their 1.5, but now they have extra in savings for those days that they don't make 1.5. Maybe they make a little bit less. So this is what's going on. They're going to also give you the fiduciary totals twice a week. Michael said he was going to do that twice a week. So 41 million matic as of today has been invested. 23 million has been paid out so far. There's currently 29.2 million matic in the fiduciary wallet. Here's the BUSD. I don't have BUSD yet. I would like to get some, but this is what the balances are. So Michael's covered this often, and there's still we're always going to have people who are coming into this who are new, who are going to be doubters, and they're going to have questions. And hopefully, they're able to be directed to these, these reviews of AMAs, or maybe my videos or the Telegram group, and they can get their questions answered without, causing a significant amount of FUD out there. So the other thing that keeps coming up, and I guess I understand this question, and logically it makes sense, but emotionally and realistically, it doesn't make sense. So people say, gosh, if somebody puts in 10,000 and then they just keep compounding every day for 2 years, it's just going to be too much money. Like that's not possible. If everybody did that, there's not enough money in the world to pay out all these people. Okay, right? Yes, that being true, that would be a problem, and a problem for the project. But almost nobody is going to do that. So 99% of everybody is going to. I'm going to say it this way: is going to be a smart investor and is going to take their initial out at some point and take profits along the way. They're not just going to compound blindly and take that kind of risk, for a couple of years and risk losing all of that money because the project rugged, or somebody got sick, somebody made a mistake, it got hacked. There's some sort of worldwide catastrophe and crypto is gone now. Like they're not going to take those kind of risks. That's stupidity, right? And I'm sure we can agree on that would be stupid for you to leave that money, never take a penny out and compound. And then at some point, you're risking massive amounts of money. So I don't know if somebody actually were to do that. I'm sure there would be some sort of limits, some controls in place on Michael's end. But that's addressing that. So that's not realistic. Okay. And I'm going to give you, here's my, my daily compound interest calculator. Now, here's, roughly my balance right now, 1.455. Now, this takes into account the 3% that you had to pay for deposit tax on this deposit fee, right? So this is just for 1 year. Let's do this for 2 years. Let's say I said I was going to do this for 2 years, never taken any profit, just compounding like a madman for 24 months. Let's see what it says. Okay, $223 million. Now, let's just think logically and rationally here for a second. Now, do you think when these are weekly numbers now, and I'm down here a year from now, and I'm pulling in 575,000 matic in 1 week, that I'm just going to say, nah, let's just let it ride. I'm not taking any out, right? No, that's not realistic. And I'm going to say almost nobody. I'm sure there's some idiot out there who might try this, and maybe that person is already going to be wealthy and they don't need the money. So maybe they're going to try it, but 99.9% of humans who are ever going to be involved in this are going to be responsible profit takers along the way, and their balance is going to get to a healthy amount, and then they're just going to start taking some of this out, putting it into their bank account, right? Put it in a savings account for themselves, put it in their 401k, stock market, Bitcoin, kids' college fund, buying a new car, buying a house, paying off your house, whatever the occasion may be. That's what almost everybody's going to do. So that addresses that. And I know that technically, if you say that, or technically, if you work that out, yeah, it would be impossible amounts of money. And that is technically true, but nobody's really going to do that. And Michael understands that. And I'm sure that he's a smart enough guy. If somebody were to try it and tried to build that balance, I'm sure there would be instituted some sort of limit there where you can't do it. And, he'd have to cut you off or just, freeze the account and say, there's no more compounding for you. You got to take this money and put it elsewhere and start over, whatever, to make some sort of compromise to keep that from happening, because that's only going to destroy the project. So that's that. Those are the big ones, right? The people coming in and they're never going to be satisfied with your answers. You could show them exactly how everything works, show them the bots, and then they're going to say, no, that looks fake. Those are fake trades. That's not real. But they're not going to be satisfied. Just don't give them reason to keep coming back. They can go on their way. Nobody has to get into this. Nobody else needs to get into this. If you have doubts, move along. There's great projects out there that I'm sure you would be way more interested in. Go try them out. Okay, just some basic stuff. SRocket is listing on a top tier exchange coming up. Don't know what exchange that is. Of course, they can't announce it before the exchange does, because exchanges don't like that. So that's cool. That's cool to see. And then maybe a marketing push for SRocket, not for the project itself necessarily. And then Michael will have an answer about staking later in the week. Debit card. Okay, and so initially they said it may be too difficult to do a debit card because Visa, MasterCard, right? If you go with them, all the customers need to KYC. And a lot of people in this don't want to KYC. They want to stay anonymous, ish, as long as possible. So that was kind of that. And so now I guess he's going after other companies that maybe don't require that same level of KYC and maybe to get a Visa debit card. So that would be cool, or a debit card. It may not be a Visa, maybe some other company or some other institution. I don't know. Plans to launch more token staking. Nope. Absolutely no more tokens are going to be released for staking for rewards. Matic was the big one. And then they realized that sometime in the distant future, there would be a problem with the Matic supply. Since it's only 10 billion, they would be eating up a lot of that Matic supply. So they started BUSD. And in order to start BUSD, they realized that you have to have BNB in order to do that, in order to transact with BUSD. So it just made sense for them to make both of them available for staking. So that helps spread it out over 3 different platforms. But no more at this point are they going to add. At what point does the team shift to trading more gold? The team monitors the market closely as shifts. Okay, so this is just a specific question, and the traders are going to do what the traders do. And yes, he did say that they do trade a lot on gold because there's a lot of volatility there. So that provides a lot of profits. Also, yes, some crypto and some gold and maybe oil and gas or some other commodities. So that's good to see. There's diversification there. If one market has a bad day, usually other markets have good days. So that does help defray some of that risk. Here's one of these questions where people have to know everything. And this is something I personally don't care what they do. I don't need to see a bot. I don't need to see the trades individually. I don't need to see how much profit and loss every single day or every single trade makes. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference to me as long as you're paying me my 1.5% that the project is supposed to, then I don't have an issue, right? Where's the problem? So Michael says, no, they don't want to do this. It just creates more questions. Why? Because people are skeptical, and there are a lot of people get negative, and they're only finding reasons why they shouldn't believe this. So let's say they post one day that they made only a 1% profit instead of a 1.5% profit. What do you think people are going to say? Realistically, right? People, well, how come? What's wrong with the trading bot? Well, what's going on? Is it crashing? Is there a problem? Do I need to pull my money out? Right? And then you get people start to panic, withdraw and panic sell everything because people are emotional and they don't use their brains. So that's the reason, right? Even though one day it could be 10% and somebody else is going to come along and say, well, how come we're only getting 1.5% if you guys are profiting, using our money to profit 10%, and you're getting all that extra money? Well, a lot of that extra money goes to the side, it goes into savings. to pay for the days that it doesn't make 1.5%, right? This is just, you would think this is common sense, but it's not to a lot of people. And you have to keep holding their hands and patting them on the head and saying, "Oh, bless your little heart." So anyway, it's just, you're not going to please everybody. Somebody's always going to have a negative thing to say about it. So no amount of transparency is going to resolve this. So that's why he doesn't need to do it. He's going to show, I already told you about showing a small group of people are going to get to see it without any video recording devices, and then be able to share that with everybody else that yes, they saw it. It's real. It works. We saw the profit and loss. We saw the bots working. So and I'm totally good with that. I wish I could be there, but I'm not wealthy and I can't afford to fly to Dubai. So can we have more transparency? Okay, this is going on the same thing. And you can read this. It's more of the same stuff. So now I may sound irritated, but I'm not irritated. Actually, I'm happy that Michael is able to do all of these AMAs, and I feel bad for him because he gets the same questions over and over and over again, even though people can go and they can go listen to the previous AMAs and get the exact same answers that he's going to give you. He doesn't shy away from tough questions. He answers them head on with great answers every time. Seems to be truthful, right? But I have to have faith in Michael that he's being honest and that these things that he's sharing with us are real and accurate. And so far I do. Okay, so what are the other things I have written down? See the bots working, post prob, no. Plans to add tokens, no. Addressing fudders, okay. I mean, I guess I kind of did that. But also one other thing before I go, I covered the main points. So basically, let me say it like this. If you're somebody and you're watching my channel, right? You can't hear this question unless you're watching, and you can't take accountability for your own decisions, right? There's a problem. You need to get out of crypto. You probably need to get out of investing altogether and go do something else. You cannot be somebody who is going to blame others because you lost money or because you put money in a project and then that project went down in value and you sold at a loss. And so now you're going to blame a YouTuber or somebody on Twitter that they mentioned a project to you and you put your money in and you lost money. Well, there's two problems there, right? The two problems are, number one, you sold at a loss and didn't stick with the project for the long term to get that profit. That's problem number one. Number two is you do not ever blame somebody else for your own decisions. Nobody forced you to buy anything. Nobody forced you to put ETH into whatever project or into StableFund or anything. So you please be the kind of people, be adults, right? Be responsible, do your own research. If I show a project on my channel and I do a review video, that's not me endorsing the project. Okay, that's not me telling you, you need to go invest your money and I guarantee you're going to make money on this project. That is never said. That's never intended. You know that in your head, right? That nobody's telling you to go put money. You're guaranteed to make money. That doesn't exist in this world. If somebody's telling you that you're guaranteed, you need to run the other direction because it's a lie. There are no guarantees. Not even StableFund is not guaranteed. I've said this over and over, right? I could wake up tomorrow and this thing could be gone. I don't know where it went. Maybe it got hacked. Maybe regulation came down and they said you can't do this in the US, so now I have no access to it. Maybe one of the developers made a mistake and it crashed the project. I don't know. I don't know what's out there. There's risk in everything. I have to assume that my money is gone. And I say this all the time to others. When I put money in crypto, I just write it off mentally in my head. If I get it back and I get extra, bonus, right? But until that money is back out of crypto and into my bank account where I can spend it, right? It's not really my money. So that is my little spiel about fudders and about personal responsibility, right? Do the right thing, do your own research. You can use the information I'm giving you as part of that research, but I'm not making any decisions for you. I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold or do anything. I don't give financial advice because I can barely handle my own money. So there it is. Hopefully this wasn't too long, and hopefully you guys can join me on Saturday for my weekly, I think it's week 13 is coming up, lucky number 13. And I've managed to put a little extra, in there, not much, but it's growing steadily and it's very exciting. And I can't wait to do the video on Saturday. So I will see you guys Saturday the 17th, probably in the afternoon sometime, either by video or by live stream. Not sure yet. Depends on how you comment down below. Okay. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. If you can, share it with others. I would like to get to a certain point on YouTube, and other channels or other projects might take me seriously if I have more than 1,000 subscribers and some more watch hours, and maybe I get monetized at some point, even though I know, getting monetized isn't really all that. There's not really much money there to be made, but it does help other projects take me seriously because they see I've grown to a certain point and I have a certain community behind me. So that is my ask for you. I would appreciate it. I do appreciate you guys' support and watching my videos, and I will see you Saturday. Have a good night.